Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a basic tutorial to understand how to use the splines effectively in the field of interior or furniture design. This tutorial is based only on splines. It is very important that your chair has the correct dimensions. Otherwise, the rendering with mental ray will not be optimal. Let's begin our tutorial. So we will start our modeling by creating a rectangle in our top view. All of us go to the top viewport and maximize your viewport. Then go to by selecting command panel, then in the geometry, then go to shapes, and there we have rectangle. Select the rectangle option, draw a rectangle, right click anywhere in the viewport to get exit from the rectangle command, go to the modify panel, and as you can see we has created our rectangle here. Now we will convert it to editable splines. Just right click, go to convert to, then convert to editable splines, and as you can see we had converted our rectangle into editable splines. Let's go to our perspective view, and you can see here what we had just created. So we had created a rectangle and then we had converted it to editable splines. Now we will work on segments. Just go in the drop down list of the editable spline, select the segments, go back to our top viewport, maximize it, and select segment 1. Then by pressing the control key, select the next one, scroll down to the divide, with these segments selected, as you can see we have a divide option here. Just type an amount of 2 and click on the divide panel. As you can see we have some additional splines on our rectangle. This operation has just created 2 additional vertices on each selected segment. Now we will convert all these vertices into a corner. So just go back to vertex and by a rubber band selection, select all the vertices on our object. Just right click anywhere in the screen, and here, and you can see here are the option of corner. As you can see, for now we have our vertices in Bezier corner mode. So to work on them we just need them to convert into corner. Just click on the corner. These steps will make the next steps easier. Now we will select some vertices and move them down left to get the proper shape we want. So just go back to front viewport and maximize it. As you can see we had selected all the vertices. Just to make a rubber band selection on these 2 front vertices, and go to select and move tool. Just move them down and give them a proper shape that we want. Okay, now select these 2 vertices. Now one important thing I want to mention here, remember that in the front viewport you see only one side of the chair. Make always a region selection to be sure that your selection the vertices on both sides of the chair. Now as we had selected the front 2 vertices, move them a little bit backward and create a shape like me of the letter C, like the letter C shape we had created here. Now let's go to our perspective view to have a little bit look on our created model. So as you can see, we had just created model here, but one thing you'll be noticed that this is a 2D model. To create a 3D object, you must go to the modify panel and enable two slots which are enable in render and enable in viewport. This will transform your spline in a object in which you can choose to change a few parameters. So to create a 3D object, we will do these two things with our model. The first thing, we will enable these two slots. So just scroll a little bit upward, and here are these options in rendering. All first enable in render. This will enable the option in when we will render it, and the next one is enable in viewport. As you can see, now our object is in 3D shape. For our chair, we need a radial section. Choose a radial and write in the thickness slot a diameter size. As you can see, we have some 0.025 size in our radial thickness, so you can set this according to your needs. You can make it taller or thick, whatever you want. In my case, that is okay on that. So now here everything is okay. Let's go to the front viewport and make a little bit changes in our object. Select the vertices, and I'm gonna give him a little bit height. So just give him a little bit height, or you can see here in perspective view that what we're gonna do with our model. You can see that here. So a little bit I'm gonna give him height. I think this will be perfect for that. It's good. Okay, now select all the vertices by region selection and scroll down to the fillet. As you can see, we have a fillet command situated here. So all of us, what we need, just on the fillet command, and in the box here, just type a number of 102 and hit enter. Just come out from the fillet command. As you can see, this had rounded our shape's corners. Now we had just created the base of our chair. Come out from the editable sub options here. As you can see, we had created our model's one part completely. Now at here, you can further modify your object if you want, and you can just carry your work on the same one. I'm just gonna do a little bit work with the vertices. I'm gonna do a little bit of modification here. Okay, on the y-axis. That's good here. Okay. just select them and just a little bit of inside, and that's okay. Now we will create a new spline with the shape of the letter L. Go to your front viewport, maximize your front viewport, and go to the create, then shapes, select a single line here, just to try to, as you can see, we had selected our previous selection on this line. I meant to say that we were enabled in render option and we were also enabled in viewport option too. So right click to come out of the command. All of us just uncheck these both options. Now with the line still selected, draw a line again, with the shape of a letter L. Okay. When you're done, just right click to come out of the command of line, go to the modify panel, and as you can see, we had created a new spline. Now at that point, check again the slot enable into render and enable in viewport. Enable it too and enable it in viewport too. So at that point, just don't make changes in anything like radial thickness, because if you want to change it, there will be a lot difference from the pipes of our chair. So at that point I will suggest just leave the thickness at it was before. Now scroll down this plus sign and select the vertex mode, select this vertex and scroll down to the fillet command once again. So on the fillet command, just type an amount of 102 and hit enter. Let's see in the perspective view. Okay, make off the line sub-object mode. As you can see, we had created two splines here. Just navigate a little bit our scene. It's good, but now we just need a little bit of modification in our top view. Okay, just to make him a little bit backward, and here change the left view to a right view. In this way we can see the circular shape of our spline. So you can see here we have our left view. Maximize it, go top, click on the left, and there we have a right option. Just click at the right, and as you can see, we had converted our left view into right. Select the newly created line, hit Z on your keyboard, just zoom in, and you can see the circular shape of our spline. Now here we will create a circle in the center of the circular section of the spline. Just go back to the create panel, and in shapes there we will create another circle. under the line we had circle command. Now create a circle here. As we had created a circle, right click to come out of the command, go to the modify panel and uncheck enable in viewport and uncheck enable in render 2. Now set this newly created circle in the middle of our previous spline. Set a proper radius for this. Okay. You need to convert it into a editable spline to be able to work with the vertices of the circle. Just right click and convert it to editable spline. Now go to editable spline sub selection mode, hit the plus sign, select the vertex mode, select the vertex. This will, okay, now we will break this vertex. Scroll up and click on the break option. This will split a single vertex in two vertices and break the circle. Now make sure our circle is breaked. And as you can see, our circle is now breaked. Okay, let's undo our operation. Just select the top one vertex and move it to the right side. Okay. Select the top one vertex and move it to the right side. Transform the vertex with a right mouse button and click into a corner vertex. Just right click and click on the corner. Okay, now move it just in the very straight direction. Okay, move it to the right side. Okay, we have done it. Now select this down one vertex here. With the lower vertex selected, just right click on your screen and at that we can work on Bezier and also Bezier corner. The both works very good in this situation. So I'm just going to choose the Bezier corner. Just to move this one vertex like me. Okay, lock the selection and give him a proper shape like that. Okay, it's good. Just move him a little bit upward. Just grab him down and I think that's now good. Now we will select the spline and mirror it with a copy. Move the copy to the opposite side of the chair. We will move it only in the x-axis. Okay, just go to the spline and select the spline here. Just scroll down to the copy command and mirror. Okay, here we have. All of us just to check the copy and click on the mirror. As you can see, we had mirrored our spline here. Now move the copy to the opposite side of the chair. In the x-axis, okay, we will moving it to the x-axis here. You can mirror the spline from the modify panel or just using the mirror tool. If you use the mirror tool, you have to attach the two splines to be able to weld the vertices. Okay, just come out of the editable spline sub object mode. Now at that point, before going further, we just need another important step to do. Go back to your top viewport, select the line, and at that point we are going to copy it. With the shift key pressed, just move your object in y-axis, and you can see a clone option board is just appears. Just click OK, and we had created a copy of our line. Okay, so now we need to give him a proper place. Chile, just move him upward. Okay, here, think this will be a very nice place for that. Just this copy according to your needs. Okay, now go back in right viewport and select the mirrored spline or the mirrored circle. Okay, just zoom out a little bit, and as you can see, we are not able to work with this mirror circle. So what we need, just go to the splines, and now we are able to work on that. Just grab his circle to newly copied spline, and just adjust circle in the proper direction. Okay, we are done. Now zoom out. Now we just need to weld these two created circles. Now go to the